Hello, I'm going to do a couple of the questions with you on this if worksheet. So one of the things I did want to point out to you on the if, or when you're working with ifs and later on when you're working with if else's, is that when you don't have a block statement, which means that below the if or the else there are no curly braces, then the first line and only the first line is the statement that is associated with that if or later with that else. When there is more than one line below the condition of the if, but there's no curly braces, that anything after that first line is going to get executed regardless of the if being true or false. Also, the if is always going to have a condition that has to evaluate to either true or false. This case, we're only doing ifs. So if the condition evaluates to true, you will execute the statement. If the condition evaluates to false, you will ignore the statement and carry on with the program. So we're going to work through a few of these together. So question number one. Here we've got the variable x that has been assigned the value 40. We'll go to our if and we'll evaluate our condition for true or false. X, which is 40, greater than or equal to 20. Well, 40 is greater or equal to 20, so that is true. And I'm going to write a T here to remind myself that this is true. Because it's true, I'm going to execute on the statement. The statement for the if is system.out.print 1. So we are going to print 1, and we are going to print the 2 because that was going to be printed regardless of what the condition for the if was, because the system.out.print 2 is not a statement of the if condition. So don't let the indentation fool you. The indentation is style. It makes your code easier to read if it has been done well, but it is not syntax. So in question number 1, we're actually going to print out 1, 2. And that is one of our answer choices. Let's take a look at question number 2. Again, we have assigned our variable a the value of 40. And we'll go into our if and evaluate it for true or false. If a is greater than or equal to 20, well, a is 40 and that is true. So we are going to print the 1. If a is greater than or equal to 50, well, a has a value of 40 and 40 is not greater than or equal to 50. So that is false. And we will ignore the print 2, but we will print 3 because that system.out.print 3 was not a statement of either one of those ifs. So regardless of how the ifs were evaluated, the 3 was going to get printed. I'm going to go to question number 6. Question number 6 is going to show us some things that we haven't seen a whole lot of. The first thing is it says, what is returned by the call go to? So question number 6 uses a method, and in the method header, we've got public static string go int a. Go is the name of the method, and int a is the parameter list for the go method, and it's telling us that it expects a single integer coming in from the call. So the argument is going to be passed to the a parameter. In this case, our call is go, the name of the method, and 2, the argument value being passed to the parameter. So a in this method body is going to have the value of 2. So if a is greater than or equal to 0, well, a is 2, and 2 is indeed greater than or equal to 0. So we're going to come into the body, and then this time we have a block statement, and we can tell that because we've got these curly braces here. So that means we're going to do everything within those curly braces that apply. Okay, so we decided this was true. Because that if was true, we'll come inside the if, and we hit another if. If a is greater than or equal to 1, well, a is 2, and 2 is greater than or equal to 1. So that is true. Because that's true, we're going to print, I'm sorry, not going to print, we're going to return 1. And we are done. The rest of this gets ignored. So return statements. We haven't done anything with return statements yet, but with return statements, it is one and done. So this time we return something. We returned the value 1, so that meant we were done. We don't return anything else. We don't return multiple things. We don't update the return. It is 1, done. You're done with the method. So our answer here was 1. And I wanted to do question number 10 with you as well. And the reason I wanted to do 10 was we're going to do a call to the go method. And this time, the go method is going to accept 2 parameters. So if I look at my method header right here, it says int. My pen doesn't want to write. Okay, I got my pen writing. Okay, so we're going to accept an int and an int. The first int that comes in is going to be assigned to the variable x. The second int that comes in is going to be assigned to the variable z. So when we look up here at our call to the go method, you can see we're passing in 50, 50. So that very first 50, the first one in the first argument in the list is going to the first variable in the method header, which is x. And the second int that's being passed in, the second argument is being assigned to z. So both x and z in this particular case are going to be assigned the value of 50. So we have a string here, and our string has no characters being assigned to it. It's string s, and we hit an if. If x is greater than or equal to 50. So we look, and x is 50, and 50 equals 50, so that's true. So we can come into the if right below it because that is its statement. If z is greater than 55, well, the value of z is 50. If 50 is not greater than 55, so that is false, and that means we are not going to do anything with updating our s string right there. This s plus equal fun, we execute on that because that is in fact not a statement of either one of the f's. Sorry, either one of the ifs. And s had the value of just being an empty string, and to it we are going to add fun, and it says return s, and so s has the value of fun, and so our answer is C. Our if's fun. All right, thank you for listening. Good luck with the rest of your worksheet.